Breaking news, a major housing bill just passed the U.S. Senate, and it could have real implications for housing supply, investors, and the rental market. The legislation is called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. ROAD stands for Renewing Opportunity in the American Dream. The bill passed the Senate with strong bipartisan support, winning 89 votes. It was written by two unlikely partners, Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina and Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. Lawmakers say the goal is to build more homes and make housing more affordable. The legislation includes grants and pilot programs designed to encourage new housing construction. It also aims to reduce regulatory delays that can slow down development. For example, it would streamline some federal inspections and coordinate environmental reviews between agencies. The hope is that fewer bureaucratic hurdles will help speed up housing projects and increase supply. But one part of the bill is getting the most attention, a section titled Homes Are for People, Not Corporations. It targets large institutional investors that buy large numbers of single-family homes. Supporters say the goal is to protect homeownership opportunities for families instead of large Wall Street firms buying up houses. However, the provision is raising concerns across parts of the housing industry. One rule in the bill would require large investors who own or build 350 or more single-family homes to sell those homes within 7 years. And that's where the controversy begins. Housing and mortgage groups warn that the rule could unintentionally hurt build-to-rent communities. These neighborhoods have grown rapidly in recent years. They often look like traditional single-family subdivisions, but the homes are designed specifically for renters and are typically financed and operated more like multifamily housing and apartments. Industry groups say forcing investors to sell those homes after 7 years could make many projects financially difficult or even impossible. Organizations including the Mortgage Bankers Association, the National Association of Home Builders, and the National Apartment Association have raised concerns about the policy. They warn that restrictions like this could slow the development of new rental housing and potentially remove hundreds of thousands of homes from the future housing pipeline over the next decade. Supporters of the bill argue that the focus is on limiting large corporate ownership of single-family homes, not stopping new housing development. But critics say the language could still sweep in build-to-rent communities. Despite the debate, the bill passed the Senate with overwhelming bipartisan support. But the process is not finished yet. The legislation now moves to the Republican-controlled House, where its future remains uncertain. For real estate investors, the story highlights something important. Housing affordability has become a major political issue in Washington, and policies that affect investors, developers, and rental housing are increasingly part of the national conversation. That means the rules shaping the housing market could continue to evolve in the months ahead. Now, in my opinion, this bill is putting home buyers ahead of renters. Why can't a renter live in a single-family home? Does it just have to be a buyer? Now, I say that because I'm biased. At Real Wealth, we do own several build-to-rent communities. We sell build-to-rent properties to our members, and we have single-family rental funds. We're not at that big Wall Street level, but we believe we're really solving a problem. With our single-family rental fund, I don't think we competed with any home buyers. We bought properties that no home buyer could possibly get because a lender wouldn't lend on them. They were in distress. Either they didn't have working kitchens or they had something that a lender wouldn't lend on. So we were able to buy those properties with the fund, fix them up, and bring on new supply. And I might add very affordable housing to people who very much needed it. So I hope that there's more discussion about this bill so that at Real Wealth, we can continue to provide affordable housing to renters, not just homeowners. If you'd like to find out more about our funds or how you can buy a build-to-rent property, just go to realwealth.com/deals.